What's up you guys? Welcome back to Second Take. It's Vishwa here, and today we're going to be discussing a team that has been heavily on the rise lately, the Detroit Pistons. It is a bit of a shorter video, but still explains a lot on the rise of the Pistons so far this offseason. As the 2022 NBA draft has recently just ended, the Pistons selected two extremely promising players with vast potential, guard Jaden Ivy out of Purdue and big man Jaylen Dunn out of Memphis. Also, as of even more recent reports, the Pistons also acquired veteran guard Alec Burks, Nerlens Noel, and 2 second-round picks for what? Absolutely nothing. The team did not give up anyone for these assets simply because of the New York Knicks being a poverty franchise, which I'll get to in a bit. But before we get into the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I promise you will not regret it, and let's get straight into the video. As just a brief analysis on the Pistons the past few seasons, the past 3 years saw the team finishing as one of the worst teams in the NBA as they gone through a rebuild, letting go of all the then All-Stars Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, Reggie Jackson, and Reggie Bullock, as that team was pretty much just a borderline 8 seed and always ended up getting eliminated in the playoffs. They then continued on their rebuilding by acquiring young players in the draft like Cade Cunningham, Saddiq Bey, and Killian Hayes, as well as other youngsters in free agency like Jeremy Grant, Christian Wood, Marvin Bagley, and Hamidou Diallo throughout the seasons. However, currently, Christian Wood had been let go a couple years back, and even more recently, the team has just traded Jeremy Grant for only a first-round pick. Most people would see the Pistons as absolutely getting fleeced, as Grant is a really good player, but fans have to realize that Grant is actually not as good as people make him out to be. For instance, he served as a 4th option on a playoff team in the Denver Nuggets, then he proceeded to simply put up empty stats on the Pistons for a few years, which any good role player on a title-contending team can do. Christian Wood has done that for the Rockets recently, and so has Anthony Simons on the Trailblazers. I'm not saying Grant was a bad player, but he's just not an all-star caliber player, and in fact, I feel like the Pistons were actually better off getting rid of him simply because he was hindering the development of the young stars Cade Cunningham and Saddiq Bey, taking up too many touches. However, now the team can collectively have the opportunity to shine as a whole given their new draft assets of Jaden Ivy and Jaylen Dunn. For those who don't know Jaden Ivy, he was a star 6'4" combo guard for Purdue that averaged 17 points a game, 5 boards, and 3 assists, shooting 46% from the field and 36% from deep. According to a scouting report, the way Ivy would just explode to the rim with the speed in the open court was very similar to the playstyle of current all-star Ja Morant. But unlike Morant, Ivy is a terrific defender for both guard positions, as he always got in the passing lanes and had quick hands too. He also has freak athleticism and a very good playmaking ability. Although his shooting efficiency could increase, he has developed into a great 3-level scorer. I would see Ivy being a terrific fit next to Cade Cunningham in the backcourt, as Cade could use his mid-range and 3-ball a lot more while having the point guard duties, and he could also throw lobs to Ivy, and Ivy himself would have huge scoring role, and his ability to push the ball in transition could set up a lot of lobs to Isaiah Stewart and Jaylen Dunn, as well as kick out to open shooters like Saddiq Bey and Cade Cunningham. I wouldn't be surprised if Ivy wins Rookie of the Year, as some even said he should have been the top pick in this year's draft and become a similar player to Ja Morant. As for Jaylen Dunn, he is a 6'11" big man out of Memphis that averaged 12 points, 8 boards, and 2 blocks, shooting 60% from the field. Dunn is gifted with great natural physique at 250 pounds and is a force on both ends of the floor. According to a scouting report, he's a great lob catcher, and although he may not be the most skilled big, his biggest strengths include shot blocking, and he's one of the best rebounders in the draft. He can work in the post and has a lot of potential to be a big-time center with his size, strength, and massive 7'5" wingspan. He's compared to Dwight Howard, also having a good mid-range jumper as well. His fit on the Pistons may be a bit more questionable due to the fact that Detroit has Isaiah Stewart and Marvin Bagley at the 4 and 5 spots. Dunn will likely be a good 6th man with Kelly Olynyk to help him develop, but there are possibilities of Dunn moving into the starting lineup if Marvin Bagley does not play well, and Stewart could slide over to the power forward spot in that situation. As for the trade pieces that the team got, I'm not entirely sure how Nerlens Noel will fit in the rotation, but he's a reliable insurance big man with rim protecting skills and rebounding to have regardless of whether he gets playing time or not. As for Alec Burks, he'll be a good vet off the bench to mentor the 3 starters pairs of Jaden Ivy and Saddiq Bey. Burks is also a really great player that puts up 12 points a game on 39% from 3 as a starting point guard for the Knicks, and he also has terrific defense. Cade Cunningham was also an all-rookie first-team member that averaged 17 points a game, 6 boards, and 6 assists, while Saddiq Bey also put up 16 points and 5 boards, including a monster 50-point game in the season. Overall, I see the rotation folding out as the starters being Cade Cunningham at the 1, Jaden Ivy at the 2, Saddiq Bey at the 3, Marvin Bagley at the 4, and Isaiah Stewart at the 5, and off the bench I would see Killian Hayes at the 1, Alec Burks at the 2, Hamidou Diallo at the 3, Kelly Olynyk at the 4, and Jaylen Dunn at the 5, with the third stringers being Nerlens Noel and Corey Joseph among others. Though the team won't make the playoffs or the play-in, the team will definitely be exciting to watch and really good in a few years. The Summer League is also starting soon, so it'll be really interesting and exciting to see how the young core performs there, but I think the Pistons were one of the biggest winners of the draft regardless. And thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Detroit Pistons overall offseason outlook and the predictions for the regular season. We'll be covering a lot more content on all of the other teams in the offseason as well. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.